Hello students. So today we will discuss the remaining part of applications of biotechnology. In previous part I have discussed that applications, and in applications I had discussed molecular diagnosis. In molecular diagnosis I explained you the methods of diagnosis PCR, and the next method this is the ELISA, ELISA. What is this ELISA method actually? The full form of ELISA is enzyme linked immunosorbent assay. So this is the molecular diagnostics to detect antigen, that is a foreign substance or pathogen, and it is based on the principle of antigen antibody interactions. So here in this method detection of pathogen is done by the presence of antigens like the protein or the glycoprotein, or by antibodies synthesized against the pathogen. So infection by pathogen, it is detected by the presence of antigens. Antigens, these are the the foreign particles or the pathogens enters in our body and cause the disease, or it can be detected by the antibodies also, which are synthesized against the pathogen. So this is the method of molecular diagnosis, ELISA. Now the next we are going to study the transgenic animals. So another application of the biotechnology is the transgenic animals. They are defined as the animals that have their DNA manipulated to possess and express a foreign gene. They are the transgenic animals. Means the animals those who have foreign genes in them. So their DNA is being manipulated, the foreign gene is inserted into their DNA. This type of animals, they are known as the transgenic animals. So here the genome of these animals is changed, and they carry the genes of other species. Examples of transgenic animals, they include the rats, rabbits, pigs, sheep, cow, monkey, and fish. Although over 95% transgenic animals are mice. Now, reasons to produce transgenic animals. So what are the reasons to produce the transgenic animals? Means what are the benefits we are getting from this? So the first is there in the normal physiology and development. In this field, what is the use? Means in the medicine it is there actually. So transgenic animals are designed to study different aspects of genes, like how genes are regulated, how they affect normal function of body and its development. For example, like you have studied the insulin, okay, so like growth factor also, so we can study the growth factor also here, like that study of complex factor involved in the growth, such as insulin like growth factor. So by introducing genes from other species that alter the formation of this factor and study the effect of that results, also information here is obtained from or about biological role of factor in the body. So this is the use of transgenic animal in order to study the different aspects of genes about their regulation, physiology, and development. Now, study of disease. So in the study of diseases, transgenic animals are designed to increase our understanding of how genes contribute to the development of disease. So they are specially made to serve as models. They are served as models for human diseases, so that investigation of new treatment for diseases is made possible. So in the investigation of new treatment for diseases can be done, and it also gives understanding how genes contribute to development of the diseases. And today transgenic models, they exist for many human diseases like cancer, cystic fibrosis, rheumatoid arthritis, and Alzheimer's disease. Next we will study what we are getting here, that is the biological products. So medicines required to treat certain human diseases can contain biological products, but such products are often expensive to make. So, the transgenic animals that produce useful biological products can be created by the introduction of the portion of DNA which codes for a particular product like the human protein. So, here some of the products are created by the help of transgenic animals. How it is there? By the introduction of genes which code for a particular product. For example, human protein, that is alpha 1 antitrypsin. This is produced by the transgenic animal and it is used to treat emphysema. Attempts are being made for the treatment of phenylketonuria also and cystic fibrosis also. And in 1997, the first transgenic cow, Rosie, produced human protein enriched milk. That is 2.5 grams per liter. That was the amount of protein. The human alpha-lactalbumin and nutritionally more balanced product for human babies than the natural cow milk. So, in this manner, that biotechnology helped to produce the transgenic animal for the purpose to get the biological products. Now, vaccine safety. Yes, here for vaccine safety, vaccines are first tested on transgenic mice. They are developed for use in testing before they are used on the humans. So, transgenic mice are being developed for use in testing the safety of vaccines before they are used on the humans. So, like the transgenic mice are being used to test the safety of the polio vaccine also. And if successful and found to be reliable, they could replace the use of monkey to test the safety of batches of the vaccine. So this is the use of the transgenic animals to check the safety of vaccine. Then the chemical safety testing. Yes. So this is known as the toxicity or safety testing also. Here the procedure is same as that used for the testing toxicity of drugs. Transgenic animals are made that carry genes which make them more sensitive to toxic substances than the transgenic animals. So transgenic animals, they are introduced with genes which make them more sensitive than non-transgenic, and then they are exposed to the toxic substances, and the effect of these toxic substances are studied after that. Toxicity testing in such animals will allow us to obtain result in less time. The next, ethical issues. So what is the meaning of ethics? Ethics includes a set of standards by which a community regulates its behavior and decides as to which activity is legitimate and which is not. So here certain ethical issues are also there by doing this genetic manipulation and all these cases. In these cases, so manipulation of living organisms by the human race requires certain regulations. Ethical standards are required to evaluate the morality of all human activities that might help or harm living organisms. So genetic modifications of organisms, they have unpredictable results when such organisms are introduced in the ecosystem. So they may have these unpredictable results when they are introduced in the ecosystem. So therefore, the Indian government has set up organizations such as GEAC, Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, which will make decisions regarding the validity of GM research and the safety of introducing GM organisms for public services. GM means the genetically modified organisms. So the major bioethical concern pertaining to the biotechnology, we can say that use of animals in biotechnology causes great suffering to them. And when animals are used for production of pharmaceutical proteins, they are virtually reduced to the status of a factory. Means animals, they are used as a factory. Introduction of transgene from one species to into another species violates the integrity of the species, means it disturbs that individuality of the species. Also, transfer of human genes into animals, it dilutes the concept of humanness. And biotechnology is disrespectful to living beings and only exploits them for the benefit of human being. And also it may pose unforeseen risk to the environment, including the risk to biodiversity. तो ये सारे वो issues हैं, so it requires that a solution for it. So for this government organization GEAC, Genetic Engineering Approval Committee, is there, which is taking the decisions regarding the validity of this GM research. Now, the modification or usage of living organism for public services as food and medicine sources, for example, has also created the problem with the patents. So, what is the patent? We will discuss here. So, what is the patent? Actually, patent is the right granted by a government to an inventor to prevent others from making commercial use of his invention. So this is a set of exclusive rights, okay, granted by a state or a national government to an inventors or their assignee for a limited period of time in exchange for a public disclosure of an invention. So patents are supposed to satisfy three criteria: novelty, non-obviousness, and utility. So patents are granted for biological entities also and the products derived from biological resources. So this patent is known as the bio patents. So patents which are being granted for biological entities and product derived from them, they are termed as the bio patent. So we will discuss further. That use of genetic materials, plants and biological resources by companies granted with patent has triggered public anger since they have been identified, developed and used by farmers and people of specific. Some disputes are also there which we are going to study, like this is the rice actually. So rice is an important food grain and the presence of which goes back thousands of years in Asia's agricultural history. So there are an estimated 20 here actually 2 lakhs variety, not 20,000, 2 lakhs varieties of rice found in India, which makes India richest. And basmati rice is the type of rice with unique aroma and flavor, and there are 27 documented varieties of basmati grown in India. And the diversity of rice in India is one of the richest in the world. And basmati rice is distinct for its unique aroma and the flavor, and 27 documented varieties of basmati are grown in the India. Now, further that controversies in India regarding patent and piracy, we will study about this basmati rice itself. That in September 1997, an American company got patent, and the company's name was a Texas company known as the Rice Tech, won a patent on basmati rice lines and grains. Okay, and this will allow the company to sell a new variety of basmati in the US and abroad. And this new variety of basmati had actually been derived by crossing with semi-dwarf varieties and claimed as an invention or a novelty. So the patent extends to functional equivalence, implying that other people selling basmati rice could be restricted by the patent. So that was the problem. So several attempts have also been made to patent uses, products and processes based on Indian traditional herbal medicine also. So here in the case of this that basmati rice, that patent caused a brief diplomatic crisis between India and United States, with India threatening to take the matter to the WTO, World Trade Organization, as a violation of the trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights, and which could have resulted in the major embarrassment for the United States, and both voluntarily and due to review decisions by the that US states, United States Patent Office, Rice Tech lost most of the claims of the patent. तो Rice Tech जो कंपनी थी उसको कई सारे पेटेंट को लूज करना पड़ा. Another was there the turmeric also. So means many more, many that this controversies were there. So we will do it in short because they are not in your syllabus this year. So we should be vigilant and counter these patent applications, else other countries or individuals may encash on a rich legacy and we may not be able to do anything about it. Now we will come to the biopiracy. What is biopiracy? The patenting of plants, genes and other biological products that are indigenous to another country and people here. So biopiracy means patenting is okay, the patenting of plant, genes and other biological products that are indigenous to the another country. So biopiracy is the term used to refer to the use of bioresources by multinational companies and other organizations without proper authorization from the countries and people concerned without compensatory payment. So ये बायो रिसोर्सेस का यूज करना किसके थ्रू? मल्टीनेशनल कंपनीज और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के थ्रू विदाउट टेकिंग प्रॉपर ऑथराइजेशन फ्रॉम दीज कंट्रीज. दिस इज द बायोपायरेसीज. एंड डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज पेटेंट the knowledge and resources of underdeveloped countries and they enjoy immense profits. Yes, developed country, they enjoy all these profits. So industrialized nations are rich financially but poor in the biodiversity and the traditional knowledge. In contrast, the developing and underdeveloped world is rich in biodiversity and traditional knowledge related to the bioresources. So traditional knowledge related to bioresources can be exploited to develop modern applications and can also be used to save time, effort and expenditure during their commercialization. So realization of the injustice, inadequate compensation and benefit sharing between developed and developing countries led some nations to develop laws to prevent such unauthorized exploitation of bioresources and traditional knowledge. So that biopatent already I explained you. So the Indian Parliament has cleared the second amendment of the Indian Patent Bill that takes such issues into consideration, including patent terms, emergency provisions, research and development initiative. So students, we have completed these last topics of the biotechnology and its application. Biopiracy, biopatent, patent and certain ethical issues. So now you study it from your book also and ask your doubts.